Awesome. Hey everyone. So I'm here to represent Team Mismatch and I'll tell you what it's about right now. So think about the last time you put on socks. How was it? What was the feeling like? Exciting? Thrilling? You probably didn't think twice. Putting on socks has been the same monotonous routine for such a while. COVID-19 has actually increased the need for adventure and thrill that we want in our lives. So why not do it through socks? Actually, 50% of the customers that we spoke through our surveys agree that life can be made more exciting through socks. So introducing Mismatch, socks that tell your fortune. What is Mismatch? A fun, whimsical, and original premium sock brand that is purposefully mismatched with tarot cards printed on top of it. The tarot cards are a very popular activity in the US used to tell your fortune. There are approximately 78 in a pack with different things like the Empress, the Wizard, Magician, etc. And a combination of them can help you tell a fortune. Why not add a ritual story on top of this that can help you shake up your mornings? So the new ritual will allow users to go to a web app that will help them select the two socks that they've put on together and discover their tarot fortune for the day. So the market opportunity that we've thought about and the way that led us to socks is the US market represents about $9.3 billion of it, which is approximately 20% of the global market, which is about 47 billion. And it's currently growing at about 6.7%. Thinking about the psychic market itself by focusing and targeting on them because they're they represent about 2.2 billion in terms of people accessing psychic services. Given all these numbers, we assume we have about a $60 million opportunity to tap into. So I'll give you a quick demo of the solution that we have. We're planning to sell the mismatch socks through Shopify, online e-commerce platform. We have built that, but I assume given the pandemic, everybody has done some sort of e-commerce shopping, and I'm not going to go through that. What I would like to focus on specifically is the ritual. This is how the sock ritual is going to work. Step one, you pick a pair of your socks from the mismatch rack in the morning. Step two, you put them on. Step three, you see what the universe holds. It takes you to a platform like this. You select the sock that you put on your left foot, the sock that you put on your right foot, and you see what your fortune is. Hard work and sacrifice is paying off today. We are also using reverse marketing strategies here where they're able to go back to the site and potentially use some promotions that can help them go purchase the product. So the go-to-market strategy that we have for we're thinking about is starting from a prototype and marketing platform by just using a Kickstarter and a direct-to-consumer thing. We'll connect with suppliers that can help us do print on demand, which will be a little expensive initially, but it'll help us test the market and validate our idea. Eventually, when we get to our final market penetration, we plan to expand our suppliers to international markets in Asia, such as Bangladesh, Vietnam, or Korea, and help reduce our unit costs, increasing our profitability. Some of the ways we intend to reach our customers is through traditional D2C channels of advertising and marketing, Facebook, Reddit, etc. But another option that we've considered is subscribing with other clothing brands that have subscriptions and adding our socks within them as well. Using other promotion strategies like marketing referrals, buy BOGOs, buy two, get one free, and then the reverse marketing strategy you saw on our website is also an opportunity. The way that we're thinking about expanding on this is actually building more new tarot illustrations. Tarots, the 78 cards I had mentioned earlier, they tend to be static. However, the illustrations that represent it, as you may have seen through some of the images on the slides, they modify. By adding new tarot illustrations in our socks, we will be able to expand our offerings to the customers. Another element is that we're also gamifying the socks so that customers will have rarer socks to purchase, rarer socks that can help improve their fortune, and so they would be able to purchase it more. Finally, we also considering licensing it with external partnerships, either for popular fiction such as Harry Potter or Pokemon, or partnering with sports franchises like NHL and NBA. I'm from Canada and Toronto specifically. The Leafs have not won the Stanley Cup yet, so I would love to see a Stanley Cup and a Leafs sock pair up together, and hopefully we can potentially win. just want to introduce my team that I've been working with over the weekend. All of these people have been great, and startup weekend was amazing. Thank you.
Hey, and the alarm is just going off. It's like you've done that before. Way to go. Very nice presentation. Appreciate the wonderful storytelling and right on the clock. Woo! That was nice. We have about 5 minutes. I will go ahead and start that time, allow the judges to ask some questions and go back and forth with our entrepreneur. I'll start that 5 minutes now.
All right, I might go ahead and jump in with a quick question. As you talked about the market, the target market that you're going after, you talked about the old sock market, but just because everybody wears socks, not everybody is going to buy from you. So could you just reiterate for me what your actual target market is?
For sure. So yes, there are people who buy stocks, and there are people who also tend to go get psychic services. So the target market that we're considering are people who want psychic services related things like tarot cards that are interested in it, are also potentially going to buy socks, as well as on top of that, want to mismatch their socks. Based on our customer surveys, about 33% of our customers actually responded that they do mismatch their socks. So factoring all these three different factors, we're trying to find that perfect customer that is interested in all these three things.
Thank you.
To build off that a little bit, I'm interested a little bit more in that target market and also specifically the tarot cards. So I think that's an interesting concept, but tarot in some cases people can be a little iffy about, whereas maybe astrology and horoscope is maybe seems more safe, because sometimes the tarot cards can be scary. Because I noticed you said maybe even socks for little ones. So would you ever consider branching out beyond tarot cards, or specifically the tarot cards, or could it go into astrology or other places beyond that initial place for fortunes?
So within fortunes, we are open to it. Like originally, we're thinking of tarot cards just because of the number of socks, like number of tarot options that you have. 78 cards, given 2 feet, you can just kind of get the many combinations and permutations of it. We are open to kind of expanding based on what we see the response from the market is. We're talking about like mismatched theme socks for like popular fiction, like Harry Potter and Pokemon. But even specifically, we can go into astrology, like there's different stars that you have, and maybe the way the stars and the moon and Venus line up. That is something we can kind of explore based on the customer responses in the future.
So I want to ask a question. How do you set yourself apart from other people? Because I used to be very fascinated with the late President Bush choices of socks. So how do you compete with a company like the one he chose all the time? So what makes you guys more unique?
For sure. So the specific element is, so there are two things. First of all, there are mismatched socks. Actually, let me take a step back. Premium socks, there are a lot of competitors out there. A lot of people do buy patterned socks. Mismatched socks is a less competitive market, so it's a much more bigger opportunity for us. And then by focusing specifically on the tarot cards segment, we are able to kind of get into that. Tarot, we haven't, based on our research, found anybody else who's specifically making tarot card socks. What they then, people are making tarot card illustrations. We actually saw a $40,000 Kickstarter campaign that happened just very recently. So by combining this two, we are hoping to stand out from the rest of the competition.
Could you tell us a little bit about the team? What are the roles of the different members of the team? I saw you had the names, and what did they contribute to this project?
For sure, I can walk through each person. I'll start with Mason first. Mason was a product marketer, and he helped us kind of think about the marketing channel strategy. Nick was he actually switched teams to us a little bit later in the middle of the weekend, and it was amazing to kind of get his thoughts and think about how he would buy stocks, because he had kids and he was able to kind of help us with that, how his kids tend to mismatch it and sort of customer strategy behind that. Nipun helped us with a bit of the customer survey and also doing the customer research. Kuhila and Nova were the developers. They helped us build the web app that were online. And Suruchi was also able to kind of do the market opportunity sizing and give us the analysis of what the different numbers were and how we can kind of enter this market.
Thank you.
Well, if we have just a few seconds, what's the one you want us to take away from your pitch?
Mismatch socks will help you make it fun, change up the morning routine, and the whole ritual will just make life after COVID a little bit better.
I have one question, and it's just kind of through my experience. So I know Jill mentioned this, like the horoscope angle, but you know, Spotify does like video today, and you can hear an audio message of what your horoscope is. So have you guys played around with the tarot cards? Like, what are all the different ways that people can experience that so it makes it sticky to come back to Mismatch?
To be honest, I have not considered that opportunity yet. So that is something definitely I would have to look into. It's really interesting. I did not know about the Spotify giving you the astrology recommendation. The web app was just the things that we initially thought about just as a way because customers can go, even potentially making a progressive web app that's on their phone, just something is there. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to kind of see some other strategies that we can kind of give the fortune to the customer based on their thoughts.
Cool. Thank you.